Well, lots of subplots within the main plot in this encounter, as we see Erenayo, the number 10 for Belgium, of course having an exchange with Felix Reich, and number 7 for Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo, both captains of their national teams, as the coin is tossed in sides taken by Portugal and Belgium. Erenayo, of course, is the man who left Stamford Bridge for the Bernabeu to take on the reins from Cristiano Ronaldo, taking up his number 7 jersey. Whether he lives up, he has lived up to the billing is conversation for another time. But this is national team football, and both captains will, of course, be defending their flags with all that they can muster. Star-studded everywhere you look for both Portugal and Belgium, so much so that for Portugal there is no place for the brilliant Bruno Fernandes, and there is also not a place for Jose Font, and the likes of Dries Mertens, Dennis Prayet finding themselves also on the bench for the Belgians. Such is the quality that awaits us this evening in Seville, Spain. Belgium versus Portugal. The pre-match ritual still being overseen as the Belgian players take a knee, of course, as well as the Portuguese players as well. No place for racism in football. And done with it, we will soon be on our way. Felix Reich will do us the honours, as it is Belgium who will be passing the eye in their old red as we get on the way. It is the Belgians, tutored by Roberto Martinez, kicking the ball from left to right. And the Portuguese players in their bright blue jersey with the stripes as well, kicking the ball from right to left.
Since we are talking about Portugal right now, you're looking at Portugal, who of course had 4 points heading into the knockout stages after 3 group games, and it's the first return so far for a defending champion since Greece in 2008, and they had no point in 2008. That's to tell you that this team isn't as good as the 2016, but then it was the same route they used to win the title. So can they do it again this time in 2020 or in 2021?
Well, certainly they have already passed the group stage. This is where it gets even tougher for the Portuguese, but lots of similarities between their progression 5 years ago in France and what they are doing, finishing third in the group as well, winning just 1 game in 19 minutes. They keep creeping forward. Bit of paradox about the Portuguese, stars all over the place, but against France and against Germany, there was a sense that they were underdogs, as Toby Alderweireld was looking to pick out Romelu Lukaku. Ball is into Renato Sanchez, who finds Guerreiro. Sanchez taking charge of the ball for Portugal, just at the edge of their own 18-yard area, switching it now to Diogo Dalot. Back to Pepe. Pepe finds Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz switches to his right to pick out Rafael Guerreiro for Borussia Dortmund. Back to the Manchester City central defender and Premier League player of the season, Pepe. The Belgian players looking a little bit reluctant to close down the defenders, as Portugal are enjoying 5-yard passes between themselves, albeit deep in their own half of the pitch. Diogo Dalot will send the ball back to Ruben Diaz.
Portuguese are still trying to get into the game, same as the Belgians. They are trying to weigh the options that they do have. But look, you're looking at the defense for the Portuguese national team. They have the oldest man in this fixture between the Belgians and the Portuguese, and that's Pepe. He's 38 years of age. They've been struggling so far in this competition when it comes to their defense. But today they would have to be at their very best against the attacking trio of Kevin De Bruyne, Lukaku, and even Eden Hazard.
Well, it's Kepler, Dolima, Ferreira, better known in the world of football as Pepe, 38 years of age. We have just been informed by the sports diva, making his 189 cap for the Portuguese national team. Born and raised in Brazil, but opted to play for Portugal and made his debut all the way back in 2007. Has played in 3 World Cups and 4 UEFA Euro Championships. Won the Euro in 2016 as well as reaching the last 4 in 2012. How far can Pepe and Portugal get in the 2020 version taking place in 2021?
We're yet to see that. We have to wait for at least, maybe the first half getting into the 15th minute or even the 20 minutes before we can get to see what the two sides can bring. Right now, they are just trying to battle it out in the midfield. But progress, they are making progress. We've seen the Portuguese get to the 18-yard box, but nothing concrete yet of the Belgians. So Belgians are good enough to sit back and relax and let the Portuguese pass the ball amongst themselves, but nothing creative has happened just yet in about 4 minutes of game time played.
Well, a testament of the amount of respect the Belgians are paying the Portuguese, letting them have all of the ball in the 4 minutes and 10 seconds that we have seen in the first half so far. Pepe goes back to Rui Patricio. Patricio would collect with his left foot, asking for width from Ruben Diaz as the Belgians are approaching and closing down, forcing Patricio to go long in search of Ronaldo. João Moutinho up against Axel Witsel. Not a battle he would win if size was the question. Staying strong, João Moutinho for Portugal. But indeed giving away the throw as Torgan Hazard has the ball now for Belgium.
Still trying to size up each other. We haven't seen any action just yet, but let's see if the Portuguese can take the initiative from the Belgians.
First chance for Portugal, Jota, and he's dragged the shot wide when it was indeed very much possible that Portugal could have opened the scoring very early on from that space created quite remarkably well by Renato Sanchez, driving through the heart of the Belgian midfield.
Renato Sanchez had a lot of space in front of him. He wasn't marked by any of the defenders from Belgium, and he used that to his advantage, running through the middle, got a sight of Diogo Jota, passed the ball to him, and it was a really misplaced shot by that man Diogo Jota, which would have put Portuguese ahead in this game.
You look at that and say it's 1 in short from the Portuguese. Would it be a wake-up call for Belgium to try to assert themselves a little bit more in the game? We will see as the game progresses, as Toby Alderweireld sends the ball into Hazard of the Eden category. As Belgium were looking to pick out Thomas Meunier on the overlap, but pass was a little bit mishit. And the throw will go the way of Portugal, to be taken by Rafael Guerreiro. Guerreiro takes, searching for Jota. De Bruyne will collect. Here is where Belgium are dangerous. Lukaku looking to find his captain, Eden Hazard. Brought away by Ruben Diaz into Diogo Jota. And Alderweireld will kick the ball away, and Portugal will have a throw.
It is going to be a battle for the attackers today. We have seen a Cristiano Ronaldo who has 5 goals already in this tournament, and Lukaku who already has 3. So it's going to be a battle of who is going to be the highest goal scorer of the tournament this evening from these two teams.
Yeah, certainly. Speaking of Ronaldo and Romelu Lukaku, Ronaldo on 5, Lukaku on 3, pretty much resembles what the scorers charts looked like at the end of the 2020-21 Serie A season, with Cristiano topping the charts with 29 goals, followed of course by Romelu Lukaku with 24 goals for Inter. Ronaldo took home the top scorer's gong, and Lukaku would go home with a Scudetto as Inter would dethrone Juve. Sanchez sandwiched by Yuri Tillemans, Axel Witsel and Kevin De Bruyne. Inevitably, Belgium win the ball, enjoying it now at the feet of Jan Vertonghen, who will pick out to Toby Alderweireld on the right hand side of the Belgian defence. Finds Thomas Meunier. Meunier back into Alderweireld. Alderweireld finds Yuri Tillemans. The ball is shifting from the right towards the left half of the pitch. Torgan Hazard searching for options. Picks out Leicester City's Yuri Tillemans, sends a long ball forward looking for Thomas Meunier, who was on the overlap. Picks out Meunier, De Bruyne in support, scores for Lukaku. It's overhit, but Torgan Hazard will recover. Witsel, Tielemans, and now Kevin De Bruyne. Back into Yuri Tielemans, switching play to Torgan Hazard. Hazard to Witsel. The Belgians starting to accept themselves in the game. Witsel controls all the way back, and Jan Vertonghen has it.
The Portuguese are just trying to make sure that they wait off these attacks coming from the Belgians. They've been doing pretty well defensively. They all come back to defend, but when it comes to attacking, Renato Sanchez and also, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo pushes the attack. We haven't seen too much from them just yet, but the Belgians are passing the ball across themselves and making sure that they can open the defense of the Portuguese national team.
Yeah, for all their possession, haven't really been able to create something remarkable. The Red Devils of Belgium, perhaps now they can. A true Thomas Meunier with a cross into the box, searching for Lukaku, but wouldn't evade the attention to Ruben Diaz. But it is back into the feet of a player in red, as Eden Hazard is controlling for Belgium. Teasing and tossing into Lukaku. Hazard was striking it high and over. Nice idea, but execution way off the mark.
Was also a good option for Eden Hazard. He just didn't weigh what he was going to shoot. He did well with his right foot to try to get past, of course, the defender in Yao Mortin in the midfield. Then he struck the ball, but he was way off target for Eden Hazard and for Belgium.
Well, combining well with Romelu Lukaku at the heart of the Belgian attack. And after a flurry of Portuguese possession, Belgium look to be balancing things up a little bit more now. It is 54%, 36% to Portugal. Ideal shot to being put through. Clean ball by Renato Sanchez. Patricio into Ruben Diaz. Diaz will switch play to Guerrero.
To do at this point in time, you know what he's supposed to do. Be there, get the ball. He has the pace, he can score goals, so let him do that. Let the others defend and create the chances for him to head on with his pace.
Yes, he is up against pretty experienced back line for Belgium. It is Vermaelen, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, all staring for the Red Devils at the back. I'm sure the instructions from Martinez central to it would be keeping Cristiano at bay. He would, of course, know everything about the legendary Portugal number 7. And here is Belgium's number 7, De Bruyne, picking out number 16, Torgan Hazard. Now number 2, Toby Alderweireld has it. Long ball searching for a pair of Hazards, Eden and Torgan. Eden picks it up, rolls it now into the path of Kevin De Bruyne. Witsel. Back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne into Eden Hazard. Witsel is becoming an integral part of these Portuguese team at the Euros after missing the first game due to injury, of course. Was against Russia. Confident play by Jan Vertonghen to evade the attentions of Cristiano Ronaldo. And now Axel Witsel controls for Belgium in the middle of the park, switching to Tielemans, who would find to Thomas Meunier. Meunier, of course, got a goal and got an assist as well for Romelu Lukaku in the game against Russia. First of the group for Belgium, who have been quite brilliant so far. Made it all the way to the semi-finals of the World Cup 3 years ago in Russia. And indeed picked up the bronze medal, as it were, after finishing off England in the third place match. Ultimately, glory would belong to France, who emerged first in the Group F, featuring Portugal. And a team that, if you intend to win this trophy, you would imagine you have to go up against. Kevin De Bruyne switching the ball, looking for Romelu Lukaku. But that's the connection that Roberto Martinez will be hoping would be in full flow. The connection between Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku.
It's a very, very important combination between Kevin De Bruyne and Lukaku. Of course, you're looking at these three men, what they did in qualifiers, putting Erenayo into the conversation as well. What they did in qualifiers, heading to the final of this tournament. Erenayo and Kevin De Bruyne in qualifiers, just one behind Memphis Depay, and also Eden Hazard scored. Kevin De Bruyne has 4. Lukaku scored 7 and 4 assists. That's to tell you how important these three men are when it comes to the Belgian national team.
Integral, important. I dare say they would get into any team in the world at the moment. Kevin De Bruyne, this is the side's first meeting at the UEFA European Championship tournament, although they have played 6 qualifying fixtures. Most recently in the preliminaries for UEFA Euro 2008, in which Cristiano scored twice in a 4-0 home win in Lisbon before Portugal triumphed 2-1 in Brussels, thanks to Hedler Postinga's 64th minute winner. The two teams' last matches have been both friendlies. Ronaldo scored the winner in 2-1 victory for Portugal in Lieria in the 29th of March 2016, with Romelu Lukaku supplying Belgium's only goal.
Yes, of course, they are still going, they are still pressing. The Belgians are creating every chance that they can get. They are trying to get the ball to Romelu Lukaku, who has been marked by the defenders of Portugal, and it's been so easy for them to do that. The Belgians, Lukaku would have to be better when he's going forward, try to break the defense to get the first goal of the encounter this evening.
Certainly. Difficult task, but not one by any stretch beyond the means of Romelu Lukaku, who has been brilliant. Under Antonio Conte looks a different player altogether. Jota finds Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo up against Tielemans. Time for some step over. Switches play to Diogo Jota, back into Ronaldo. Now Renato Sanchez will switch play to the right-hand side of the pitch for Portugal. As João Moutinho is up against Axel Witsel. Looked to have gone in two-footed. But Witsel is down on the tough, clutching his ankle, and so is João Moutinho. As Jan Vertonghen is speaking with referee Felix Breich. And while he would be lucky to escape without a booking, João Moutinho. It's a desperate launch into Axel Witsel. Quite unnecessary if you ask me, but we'll see what the referee decides. Asked you yesterday, but might be too early to issue a yellow card, Felix Breich.
I don't think that will be the situation. João Moutinho got to the ball first. He even hit the ball away, of course, from the Belgian Witsel. So you want to say that it's not exactly a yellow card incident. I got to the ball first, so whichever happens, it should be just a free kick.
Just a free kick is what it is, indeed, as Belgium can get us underway once again. Torgan Hazard to Jan Vertonghen. Remember, it is Belgium clad in their traditional all red, Portugal in a bit of light blue with some stripes. It is Portugal defending on the right and attacking towards the left, and Belgium defending on the left and attacking towards the right. We try to paint the perfect picture for you. Bernardo Silva, Ronaldo on the right hand side, trying to beat Axel Witsel with some step overs. In the end, he goes back into his teammate, as Pepe would yet again find Diogo Dalot. Dalot back into Pepe. Oh, he might run himself into trouble, João Moutinho, but the referee's whistle has sounded, and to Moutinho's disappointment, he goes in favour of Belgium. That's indeed João Palhinha, who was up against Axel Witsel in that battle in midfield. And here is Belgium on the attack. Eden Hazard flashes a shot towards goal. It's blocked quite remarkably by a sea of light blue shirts representing Portugal. And Felix Breich has given the free kick the way for Diogo Dalot. He was up against Torgan Hazard, who was drifting inwards from the left-hand flank and looking to strike one past Rui Patricio, but the Portuguese rear guard was well and fully on hand to ensure that the goalkeeper didn't even have to do a thing.
That is a desperate defending from the Portuguese team. It was João Palhinha who initially had to come in for that attack to be stopped from Eden Hazard, and he did this so well. The referee awarded a free kick for Portugal, and he's been taken already.
Yeah, Palhinha, 25 years of age, born on the 9th of July of 1995. Making his sixth cap for Portugal. He's only scored once, but goal scoring wouldn't be his first obligation in this encounter. It's been quite remarkable doing the dirty work for Renato Sanchez and João Moutinho, who are the players in midfield with a bit of creative spark. Rafa Guerreiro for Portugal. Long ball searching for Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo indeed in space. A good control, but Thomas Vermaelen to rid the Portuguese captain of the ball. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. He was indeed offside, as the assistant referee Mark Bosch had indeed raised his flag for offside. Now play can resume. Jan Vertonghen. Walking pace football from Belgium. Vertonghen into Eden Hazard. Turns to evade the attentions of Palhinha. Ball is back into Eden Hazard. Axel Witsel can bring Belgium forward. Ball into Toby Alderweireld. Switches it now to Thomas Meunier. Back to Alderweireld. He takes the ball comfortably all the way back to Thibaut Courtois.
The game plan from Belgium at this moment is to stop any ball going to Cristiano Ronaldo. You know that whenever any ball goes through him, it's going to go in for a goal for Portugal, and that's the game plan. Stop any attack coming from the midfield, and the Belgians had done that so well just in about 30 minutes of game, 21 minutes of game time play here in Sevilla.
We also have to say our congratulations to Mr. Ronaldo Cristiano. So 109 goals means he's level with Ali Day of Iran as the player with the most international goal for any country in the world. On and on he goes, even at the age of 36. 5 goals in the tournament, 2 penalties against France, 1 against Hungary. And indeed he scored a remarkable goal against Hungary, rounding the goalkeeper before slaughtering past, and was gifted a goal as well by Diogo Jota, who squared it to him to open the scoring against Germany in a game that Portugal would ultimately lose 4-2.
We have seen a certain incident that happened earlier on. It was Cristiano Ronaldo who was claiming that he was fouled by the Belgians, but the referee didn't even say a word about that incident, and he let play continue.
Well, Diogo Dalot, ball into the box, headed away by Axel Witsel, chested by Eden Hazard. And perhaps Belgium can go on a counter-attack led by Thomas Meunier, searching for options up front. Oh, it's a long searching ball, looking to pick out Torgan Eden Hazard. Rui Patricio straddled out of his line to ensure that the Belgian captain does not indeed have a sniff of the ball, as Renato Sanchez looks to get Cristiano on his way. Ronaldo in the box of the Belgian team, up against Thomas Vermaelen. Sanchez, quite brilliant for Portugal so far. Bright spark, even at times when the Portuguese national team looked in dire straits, as they were in the game against Germany. Seemed to have resurrected his career. Renato Sanchez, fabulous season with Lille in the French Ligue 1, winning the title of course alongside Jose Font, his teammate, who's on the bench today for Portugal. And this indeed is a free kick in favour of Portugal for a handball by Thomas Vermaelen, just at the edge of the area, the right hand side, and something Ronaldo would be licking his lips at the prospect of whacking it past the Thibaut Courtois. This is Ronaldo range, and how Portugal can believe. Just go back to Russia. Remember that remarkable, stunning goal against Spain to make it 3-3 in the group stage.
Ronaldo's pace, Ronaldo can do this, but he hasn't scored a free kick in this tournament so far, so he would have to try his best to put Portugal ahead of Belgium. But Thomas Emali needs to be careful. We saw a similar incident like this when Matthias de Ligt was shown a red card in the earlier game for today.
Well, it's the entire Belgium nation up against Cristiano Ronaldo. He has done it several times in his career. Will he open the scoring from this free kick? Famous for the venomous knuckle balls. And Ronaldo to take. Ronaldo panned away by Thibaut Courtois as he rifled it in, stunning the palms of the Real Madrid goalkeeper. Coming close, but close is not enough to ripple the net as Belgium survive.
A well-taken free kick, but I must commend Thibaut Courtois for a very good save. That save, of course, was very important to keep the scoreline level as it is, goalless in this encounter. But I would say that it was a well-taken free kick from Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, a bullet of a free kick. I have to say, if it was directed a few inches more towards the left or the right, Thibaut Courtois would have had a more difficult job of keeping it out. Had the fortune of having the ball come straight to his path, but nonetheless, remarkable save. So Renato Sanchez to find Guerrero. Back to Sanchez. Sanchez into Palhinha. Long rasping ball to pick out Bernardo Silva. Now to Diogo Dalot. Coutinho has it. Palhinha sets it on the path for Ruben Diaz, who would find the mobile Renato Sanchez in midfield, exchanging passes with Diogo Jota. Pepe for Portugal. Now it's the turn of Diogo Dalot. Sent it straight to Renato Sanchez. Ronaldo on to Bernardo Silva, who created one for him against well, it was the ball before the assist against Germany from Bernardo Sanchez, who plays on the right-hand side of the attack for Portugal. As Sanchez looks to set Diogo Jota on his way up against Thomas Meunier. It is Rafael Guerrero on his left foot searching for options, finds it in Palhinha, sets it for Renato Sanchez. Diogo Dalot crossing to the box, searching for Diogo Jota. Meunier will head away, but Rafael Guerrero will collect. Palhinha looking to bend one past Courtois. But he would have to do a lot better than that to beat the Belgian goalkeeper from that far out.
The Portuguese, they have the idea of what to do with the ball when they get to the 18-yard box, but when it comes to executing what they have, the ideas, it hasn't been clear actually in this game. We've gotten to see them misplaced passes in the 18-yard box and also off targets. The balls are just raised too high away from the goalpost, and that's what has kept the scoreline the way it is, goalless in this encounter.
You also get to see the replay of that Ronaldo free kick as his partner Georgina Rodriguez, the Argentine, and of course his first son Ronaldo Jr. in the stands in Seville, Spain, cheering on their father. Alderweireld settles it for Jan Vertonghen. Vertonghen would send it as far as he can. Romelu Lukaku barely having a sniff, testament to how well Pepe and Ruben Diaz have played for the nearly 30 minutes that we've seen in the first half encounter here. I should say there in Seville, Spain. We are broadcasting, of course, from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. 92.3 Nigeria Info. It's the dial that you're hooked onto, listening to the voices of Onah, Kosi and Dr. Koki, the sports diva. The double K, if you like, representing the sports gang. Here to describe and narrate for you, respectively, as Belgium and Portugal look to earn the right to play Italy on July the 2nd in the quarter-finals. Italy did it the hard way, but eventually got the job done against Austria, who were quite stubborn. So we saw the game go all the way to extra time. Guerrero heads back for João Moutinho. Moutinho looking for Diaz. Diaz miscontrolled a little bit, but had the space to recover. And no harm done to the Portuguese cause.
Diaz did pretty well with Manchester City. He was one of the most vital parts when it comes to the City team that won the title, the crown this just concluded season. So here he has scored an own goal, and he's trying to help defensively so that his team wouldn't concede here against the Belgians.
Looking quite comfortable, Diaz alongside Pepe as Ronaldo is given a chase. Thomas Vermaelen, show of trust. Roberto Martinez going for experience in his defence. Of course, selecting Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen and Thomas Vermaelen. And just for a bit more of perspective, Toby Alderweireld is 32 years of age, Thomas Vermaelen is 35 years of age, and Jan Vertonghen is 34 years of age.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at what this old man I could want to say are doing defensively for Belgium. You're looking at Vermaelen, who is 35, the oldest amongst the other two or the three in defense for Belgium. You're looking at Vertonghen, who is actually, of course, 34 years old to that of 32 of Alderweireld, and they are doing quite well for the Belgian national team. It doesn't look like they are depleted when it comes to defense.
Only when you combine their ages together would they be older than Pepe, who has the title as the oldest player on the pitch for both teams. 38 years of age. Pepe has been doing this for Portugal since 2007. A veteran of a few World Cups, 2010, 2014, 2018, and has the fortune of having also been part of the team that won the title in France, Euro 2016, which they are looking to defend, as Kevin De Bruyne has been surprisingly anonymous so far. It's brought down as Portugal thought they were going forward. Oh, that's well intended by Torgan Hazard, but wouldn't find Romelu Lukaku. And now Diogo Dalot is speeding away, finds Cristiano Ronaldo, who flicks it for Diogo Jota all the way back in midfield. Jota is taking the ball to the left hand side, finds Guerrero, who in turn picks out João Moutinho. Back to Pepe. Sanchez. Give and go with Pepe. Pepe is looking for options further off the pitch. Chances weren't opening up. Went into Diaz, who found João Moutinho yet again. Now Jota can drive forward the Liverpool man signed from Wolves in January of the 2020-21 season. Further vital part as Liverpool rescued their season by finishing third and qualifying for the Champions League. Something that looked quite unlikely for much of the season. That's how poor the Reds, wherever they can, build again. Could be in for a very interesting season. Diogo Jota at times preferred to Roberto Firmino down the middle for Liverpool, but today he is, as he has been for Portugal, playing on the left-hand side of the attack. Portugal have a few things to worry about as the Belgians are approaching. It's Thomas Meunier, as Jota would give away the free kick up against Toby Alderweireld, and he's receiving perhaps his last warning from referee Felix Breich.
I thought that wasn't called for. It was Diogo Jota. He should have kept his legs to himself. It was really uncalled for Diogo Jota to foul Alderweireld. But you're looking at both teams who are trying to keep the ball, and for me, I haven't seen them take many risks in this game. They are just they just don't want to be caught by surprise by any one of the teams. That's what we've seen here. We've seen Diogo Jota curate for the team, but nothing concrete so far from the both teams.
Well, not effective enough for the final third. 1, 2, 3 good passes, but in the end the quality to open up the Portuguese defence was lacking, as score stays as it were 0-0 between Belgium and Portugal, as Yuri Tillemans would bring down Cristiano Ronaldo. Pepe. Turning now, he would find his partner in the central defence, Ruben Diaz. As Diogo Jota is speeding away up against Tillemans, beats Tillemans. Jota spreads it now. And now with the chances, Ronaldo for Portugal. Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva shifts the ball to his left foot. Treads it into Renato Sanchez. Sanchez twisting and turning up against Jan Vertonghen. Renato Sanchez goes now to Portuguese defence in the shape and form of Ruben Diaz. Now Jan Vertonghen. Rafael Guerreiro, beg your pardon, the number 5 for Portugal. I had Jan Vertonghen in my lips because, of course, I was just about to say that he plays over there in Portugal for Benfica since he moved from Tottenham Hotspurs 2 years ago.
Yeah, he wouldn't be held responsible if he makes such a mistake with you.
Certainly. Looking on is Rui Patricio as the ball is into the feet of his opposite number, Thibaut Courtois. Alderweireld back to Thibaut Courtois. Jan Vertonghen will connect, finds Yuri Tillemans. Axel Witsel loses the ball. Sanchez eyes up, finds Ronaldo. Picks out Moutinho, who's looking to find the diminutive Bernardo Silva. And in the end, it is Vertonghen who will give away the free kick as Portugal can swing one in from the far right-hand side. 35 minutes on the clock, 10 minutes before the first 45. It is still Belgium 0, Portugal 0. We'll come to the sports diva in a matter of seconds to give her assessment and how interesting or uninteresting the game has been, as it were. Just now Moutinho, he can get a wonderful delivery into the box. Yes, indeed he does. Only defended by the sea of red shirts. And this is where Belgium are dangerous. Romelu Lukaku, Belgium on the counter-attack. It is Paulinho up against the big man. Romelu Lukaku still running strong. Hazard is in support. It's a fabulous piece of defending. I committed sea of Portuguese players who were chasing the a park of Belgian players trying to hit them on the counter-attack.
They needed that, they needed to ease the pressure, and they just did that, taking the ball away from Romelu Lukaku, who was running. He's big, but he runs as if he isn't, and it was a good run from that man, Romelu Lukaku, but he was dispossessed of the ball to keep the scoreline level once again.
Brilliant from De Bruyne. It's Thomas Meunier looking to score a Luka Modric-esque finish past Rui Patricio outside of the foot. Pretty inventive by the fullback. But, well, it wasn't quite Luka Modric in the end, was it?
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was Meunier who had the ball. It was a coiling ball, but it was just inches away from the goalpost. Nothing to separate us two here in Sevilla.
Now, to be like it was Bernardo Silva who was retreating for Portugal to get in the tackle to save their blushes. As Lukaku could have just thread the ball into Hazard and might have had the net ripple, the Real Madrid winger. This time around will be coached by Carlo Ancelotti at the resumption of the La Liga season after the Euros, of course. I'm a bit curious to see how he will be deployed. Made no secret of his admiration for Zinedine Zidane and his influence. Yes, that the former French maestro had in him, choosing to swap Stamford Bridge for the Bernabeu, but coaches come and go, as he would have learned also at his time at Chelsea. He will be walking with Carlo Ancelotti. Portugal on the break. It is Diogo Dalot who's made a run forward, the Portuguese player. Most forward, making a run for that pass, brilliantly picked out he snapped at it after brilliant control. You have to take a lot to beat Thibaut Courtois from there. Didn't quite have the precision, but Portugal having it a bit easier than they did against Germany in Seville.
If Dallo would have scored that, he would have been disallowed because he was adjudged to be offside at that point in time when he had the ball. So yeah, but good try from the Portuguese national team. They've been able to bring the defense of Belgium, but they haven't taken the chances to score a goal in this game.
50-50 ball possession. Portugal with 6 shots on goal, only 1 on target. Belgium with 3 shots on goal, none on targets, as the Renato Sanchez sets Bernardo Silva.
The strength, and just saw that against Witsel. He challenged him with body, with strength and with stamina. We saw that just a few minutes ago, but I have been impressed with the Portuguese national team in the middle.
Portugal take the corner kick short, ball into Bernardo Silva. Silva will pick out Rafael Guerreiro. Rafael Guerreiro would shift to shoot. In the end, it was a weak effort. And the cross again by Sanchez, headed by Axel Witsel, as Portugal will give away the free kick to the displeasure of Cristiano Ronaldo, who thought he was within a hair's breadth of unleashing what I am thinking would have been a ferocious strike directed towards Thibaut Courtois, but it was Ruben Diaz up against Thomas Vermaelen.
Defenders to defender, they were trying to get rid of the ball. One was trying to score, one was trying to get rid of the ball. Thomas Vermaelen was trying to get rid of the ball, but he came in contact with Ruben Diaz, who was higher than he was, and was adjudged to have fouled Thomas Vermaelen. Free kick won by Belgium.
14 minutes on the clock, 5 to go. I say that, bearing in mind that, of course, Felix Reich is at liberty to add whatever he pleases. Oh, Thibaut Courtois, quite cheeky, beating Bernardo Silva in the process. Belgium, ball forward. It's Diaz up against Romelu Lukaku, who barges into the Manchester City man. It's Kevin De Bruyne looking to tread it into Eden Hazard. Now Torgan Hazard can strike! Goal! What a goal! That's it from Torgan Hazard! From way out, he has the beating of Rui Patricio. And talk about quality in the ranks of the Belgian team. And that's your example. Fabulously struck by the younger Hazard, and Belgium are a goal to the good.
Not your first choice when it comes to who is going to get the first goal of this encounter. Lots of persons would have thought Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, even Eden Hazard, but this time it is the younger Hazard, like you also said. Torgan, he was wonderful with a brilliant shot just outside the 18-yard box. He struck it so well, and it got past Rui Patricio, the goalkeeper for Portugal, who could do absolutely nothing about that ball as he cruises into his net and gives Belgium the lead 1-0 against the Portuguese national team here this evening in Sevilla.
Goodness gracious me, what a goal from Torgan Hazard, for so long in the shadows of his brother Eden. And 28 years of age, he has indeed grown up. And a strike that every lover of football will be proud of, except if you're a Portuguese. Tonight, well, he had to take something spectacular to beat Patricio from that way out, but spectacular it was. And what a goal from Torgan Hazard, and Belgium a goal to the good. Yes, it's 1 minute of added time, 2 minutes is what we have played. Factor in, of course, the celebrations, and you'll understand why Felix Reich is a bit hesitant to sound the whistle. And the game has been sparked into life by the rippling of the net by Torgan Hazard. Guerreiro into Diogo Jota. Diogo Dallo fits it into Silva, looking for the cutback for Cristiano, but Belgium were paying attention. Axel Witsel. Here is Torgan Hazard, sending it to Jan Vertonghen. And Belgium will get the chance. We're approaching the what you would imagine the last bit of action as far as the first half is concerned. Goodness me. Still, the goal from Torgan still playing in my mind's eye.
Now your typical goal scorer, you would say. I didn't expect for Tegan to get the first goal of this encounter, but he did, and it was a stunner for this game. For Belgium.
Might get worse for Portugal as the older Hazard is on the break. Mounier is in support. Mounier looking to square the ball into Romelu Lukaku, but it's a miss kick. The attempted clearance. Diogo Dalot. Currently the ball will fall into the hands of Rui Patricio. Has well, it's a yellow card for Paul Hinha for bringing down Belgium's number 7. And Kevin De Bruyne as he was looking to speed away.
Kevin De Bruyne was fouled by Paulina when Belgium were attacking. The referee decided to let play on. He initiated that attack. That is for Kevin De Bruyne. He initiated it, but the ball fell also to the Belgian team, and the referee decided play to go on. But you're looking at this man who has created 2 assists so far in the Euros, and have also netted 1 for Belgium. This game he hasn't shown much. He hasn't done much in this game, and just a few minutes into the game, or almost half time. He's struggling, and he's been attended to by the medic crew. I hope he can continue in the second half.
Well, missed the first game for Belgium against Russia, of course. Nursing the injury he's picked up in the Champions League final against Chelsea when he was rammed into by, or rather, he rammed himself into Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger with the block will be hoping not to have picked up another injury. He is a man that Belgium certainly need if they are to go all the way in the Euro 2020. They are looking to make it to the very last game at Wembley Stadium. They will be needing to count on the brilliance of Kevin De Bruyne. But speaking of brilliance, yet again we see that strike from Thorgan Hazard.
It was a stunner. I will keep saying that. There was nothing Rui Patricio could have done to stop that. He had a little bit of a hand to that ball, but it wasn't enough. He wasn't as strong as to let the ball off the net, and you could see how frustrated the players are. Jan Martino was devastated with that goal going to the back of the net. Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, he is showing his own frustration, and this is a huge mountain for the Portuguese to climb if they want to get past this round to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, certainly. Huge mountain now. Just got a bit steeper for the Portuguese. Ronaldo isn't happy, of course, with the concession of a goal, but if he were a neutral, I'd be proud of that strike. In many ways, Ronaldo-esque. Thorgan might have watched a few videos of Ronaldo over time to know that pulling that up from such a distance where is indeed the possibility. So it was Ronaldo rising from the cross from Diogo Dalot. Rafael Guerreiro not across into the box, searching for the Portuguese captain. Paulinho here will strike for Portugal, and it's high, wide and over, and it's Belgium who would have the goal kick if there is indeed time enough for that to be taken.
Once again for Portugal, in the middle of the park, there is no goal scorer. Renato Sanchez is a man that can control the ball and can also push attack for the Portuguese team. Panhila, he has had a couple of chances, but all he has done is shoot it way off target. Nothing better from that man. João Martino isn't that bound to initially get the goals for the team. So yes, they would need goals, but they would need creators in the middle of the park.
Well, half-time at Seville, Belgium versus Portugal. And it is a brilliant goal from Thorgan Hazard, separating the two sides in what has been a cagey but open affair so far. We have 45 more minutes to determine who will face Italy on July the 2nd in the quarter-finals. So far, so good. It's not been bad at all. Maybe it hasn't lived up to the billion pre-game, but nonetheless, it's been in many ways a special encounter to describe for you. Half-time, it's Belgium 1, Portugal 0.
and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call.
The Red Devils' biggest achievement to date in this tournament was reaching the final in 1980 when they lost 2-1 to West Germany in Rome. Will they finish up the second 45 to edge even closer to matching that record and maybe even lifting it? This golden generation, much talked about. And for some of them, especially when you look at the back three on the occasion today, this is perhaps one of the last chances they would have to make history for their country. The likes of Vincent Kompany already calling it a day. Well, players are out on the turf. Belgium have changed sides. They are now kicking the ball from the right to the left. Portugal kicking from the left to the right as Portugal gets us on the way for the second half. They are chasing the game now, a goal to nil, and they have 45 minutes. Otherwise they will not be able to defend the crown they picked up at the Stade de France 5 years ago, beating yes, of course, the Le Bleu on home turf, courtesy of an extra time goal by Eder, and a glorious night for Portuguese football.
It is going to be a very difficult task for the Portuguese to try to defend the title. They won in 2016. Nobody expected them to go all the way to winning that one. They had also injured Cristiano Ronaldo, who was sidelined in the final. But, he became the coach of the side. Eventually, they won it. And this time around, they're having it difficult to get past Belgium, who, like you've also stated, the golden generation. Can they get to win the tournament? They've been touted favorites in the Euro 2020, happening in 2021. And if they could get past Portugal, going to the quarterfinals to take on Italy, getting past that, then they might have the best chance to get to win the title.
Well, certainly, it's what they will be looking to do. Fernando Santos has 45 minutes to guide his team to do something remarkable against the array of stars across the pitch. It is the lesser-known Hazard who has had the most remarkable moment in the fixture so far. And seems like this is the end of the game for Kevin De Bruyne, as the injury is picked up in the first half. Seems not to have healed, and we presume that Dries Mertens, who is warming up the byline, will be coming in place of the number 7 for Belgium. And what a loss this would be if it is more serious than something that would see him not being able to complete this 45.
A loss, yes, for Belgium, but I don't think he has been, into the game, especially in the first half. I didn't get to see plenty from this man, Kevin De Bruyne. But it's going to be a telling time for the Belgian national team. If this injury could, take him all the way through the tournament, it means that they'll be lacking something integral, someone integral when it comes to the middle of the pack and a creator for the Belgians.
We can see indeed why he's hurt. Paul Hinha with a scissors tackle. And we could see quite clearly from our pictures that Kevin De Bruyne did indeed sprain his ankle. And you could tell that it must have hurt just looking at it as he makes his way to the bench for Belgium to observe the rest of the 45, which would of course be played without him. Changed the game when he came up against Denmark, with Belgium losing 1-0 at the time, getting a goal and an assist. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, down on the top is yet another Belgian player, this time the number 5, Toby Alderweireld, challenged by the diminutive Bernardo Silva, who had the guts to go up against the man who, compared to him, is a giant. But, even small particles can hurt. Oh, that's Huey Tillemans giving the ball away and giving away the foul and earning himself possibly a booking if Felix Breich decides not to be lenient.
Second half is looking way intense from the two teams. We've gotten to see a couple of tackles here and there from the two teams. Second half will tell what Portugal can bring into the fold to try to get an equalizer against the Belgians.
Ice it into his brother Torgen. Torgen with Hazard in support. Hallo chooses to select the Dries Mertens option, but that chance to perhaps hit Portugal on the break will fizzle out. And for all the ground that he ran with the ball in the end, when he mattered most, he chose the wrong option in Dries Mertens.
Was it wrong? I don't think it was. It was one of the best chances they would have had. Just that the ball was just too far away from Dries Mertens at the time. That was what hampered the chance from going through.
Well, I thought his older brother was in a better space to receive the ball. And speaking of which, Hazard sends it into Axel Witsel. Now Tillemans settles it for Jan Vertonghen. Vertonghen will find the senior Hazard, who is brought down by Paul Hinha, who kicks the ball away in disgust. And had that indeed been Paul Hinha, it would have been a sending off, but it's Diogo Dalot who goes into the referee's book for petulance. Can't do that in football as far as the rules are concerned. Have to keep your emotions in check. The number 20 for Portugal.
Definitely a yellow card for me. He held Eden Hazard away from the ball for too long, and the referee saw that, so definitely a yellow card for me.
Well, it's the pair of Hazards having fun now on the left-hand side of the Belgian attack. Hell, Eden has been brilliant, but well, would require something special to upstage his younger brother. Well, if you're wondering why I keep talking about this goal, you have to see it for yourself. With the power, accuracy, precision, and the swerve, a combination of what he needed to beat Rui Patricio. Pepe showing good composure to keep Romelu Lukaku at bay. Patricio with the ball in the box for the Portuguese. The goalkeeper searching for options. Selects Pepe. Pepe sweeps it through for Rafael Guerreiro. Guerreiro is coming forward. Finds Diogo Jota. Sanchez into João Moutinho. At the centre of the pitch, sends it into Dalot, who picked out Bernardo Silva. Now Renato Sanchez is in space, and he would find Diogo Dalot. Bernardo Silva is in support, looking for his captain Ronaldo, who's up for the challenge, up against Mounier. Mounier defended, but the ball was whacked straight into the body of Yuri Tillemans. And now Hazard beats two Portuguese players and sends the ball quite brilliantly into Thomas Mounier. Mounier coming forward. Mounier in space, looking for Torgan Hazard. It was the retreating Bernardo Silva who would retrieve the ball for Belgium, and of course set is on the defeat of Torgan Hazard, and it is Portugal with the goal kick.
It is Portugal with the goal kick, and we've gotten to see everybody play their part for Portugal. They're all coming back to defend. They're all coming back to help their teammates at the back. But when it comes to attacking as well, they all attack, and we haven't seen too much attacking wise from the Portuguese. But there is something that they haven't just found just yet.
Well, football is indeed a strange sport. Just looking at Thomas Mounier, received that ball at the time from Eden Hazard. Well, just reminds me of the fact that the very first ankle injury he picked up as a Real Madrid player came off the tackle from Thomas Mounier in a game between Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid at the time. Mounier, of course, now plays at Borussia Dortmund, but at the time he was doing the business for the Parisian side.
Friends turn to foe and then to family, so it's confusing most of the time. It's football for you. We get to see that all the time, brothers playing against each other when it comes to club side, and when they come to country they are friends. So yeah, we've seen that a whole lot of times.
Now, just seconds ago, maybe 1, 2 or 3 ago, it's a chance ball dropped very kindly for Cristiano Ronaldo, and as you would expect, he whacked it towards goal, but Toby Alderweireld was there to block. As yet another Portuguese attack is repelled by Belgium. Lukaku looking to release Dries Mertens, who's coming for Kevin De Bruyne. Here is João Moutinho. Ball into Ruben Diaz. That's indeed Diogo Dalot. Now João Moutinho. Bernardo Silva is attacking Axel Witsel down the right-hand side of the Portuguese attack, goes infield to pick out João Moutinho into Cristiano Ronaldo, defended by Jan Vertonghen. Eden Hazard would dribble his way through. A bit too much from the Belgian captain. Might want to watch it. Eden Hazard, it was a bit of a dangerous area to try to dribble. But, he wouldn't pay the dire consequence of losing the ball and having Portugal maybe get a goal from it. As we see Bruno Fernandes getting ready to come on for Portugal. Quiet tournament he's had, so much so that started on the bench in the last match against France, and indeed starting on the bench again against Belgium. A bit of a contrast to his status at Manchester United, where I think he is usually the first name on the team sheet for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yes, indeed, he comes on, and Dr. Koki with the pair of substitutions for Portugal.
I was just going to say the same thing, or even tell, of course, the coach of the Portuguese national team, Fernando Santos, to do the exact same change he has made at this time, taking out Bernardo Silva for Bruno Fernandes, and also João Moutinho taking out for Felix, and he did just that. They needed something, and I think Bruno Fernandes could be that determining factor for them going forward. It will give them lots of options going forward, same as João Felix, who is the Atletico Madrid player who also won the title with them in the just concluded season. So they need these creators to help get goals if they want to equalize against the Belgians.
Well, Bruno Fernandes will turn 27 in 2 months' time, September. Well, started his born in Maia in Portugal, started his career at Novara, lesser known club in Italian football at the time of the Serie B. Made a move to Udinese in 2013, followed by a switch to Sampdoria 3 years later, but returned to his home country in 2017 for becoming captain, of course, for his side, the Sporting Lisbon. Had a remarkable season that had him get 33 goals in all competitions, which is quite good for a midfielder. And then Manchester United came calling, and he made the switch for £47 million in January of 2020. 56 minutes, 4 minutes to the hour mark. Just an indication of the amount of time that Bruno Fernandes still has to make a difference for his country. Portugal, as it stands, are on their way out. It will be Belgium coming up against Italy in what will be yet another interesting and fascinating match to observe if the scoreline stays this way, or if Belgium add to the number that they have. Ronaldo in space, feeding the ball quite brilliantly. Oh, what a strike! And it is Diogo Jota, and found by Cristiano Ronaldo, the Liverpool forward, in close proximity to the Portuguese goal, guarded by Thibaut Courtois, could only skied high and wide.
Cristiano Ronaldo got past 3 defenders to get that ball to Diogo Jota, who once again found it way off target for Portugal. They need this equalizer, and Diogo Jota would have to be more clinical in front of goal. He has had a couple of chances but haven't been able to take any of them.
Well, Diogo Jota still, now Renato Sanchez. Hazard will rob him off the ball and stay strong to win the foul of the Lille man, who hoofs the ball away in protest. Might earn the referee's card for his troubles. Felix Breich, quite measured so far, not being provoked, taking his time, and not trigger happy in terms of dishing out the bookings.
He might have been in the other side when he refereed the game between Portugal and France, giving out 2 penalties that lots of persons thought weren't supposed to be penalties. Here he's been a little bit cautious. He's made sure that he has seen the game play out the way he should. He has made the right call. Okay, I think it wasn't him, but he has also been in that same situation too as well, where he's been found wanting when it comes to decision making in the Euro 2020.
Decisions that raise eyebrows. The Portugal versus France game was Jose Manuel Lahoz, the Spaniard, as the referee in charge of the game. First against Hugo Lloris for getting the ball, but hitting the Danilo, the Portuguese midfielder, in the process, as Portugal can come away. Dries Mertens up against Pepe and Ruben Diaz. Flag was up, but chance for Belgium wouldn't have counted even if the Napoli forward made the best of it. Hasn't covered himself in glory, Mertens. Also not a very remarkable season for Napoli in terms of goal scoring. He is now on in place of Kevin De Bruyne. That's that bit of extra quality we know. Dries Mertens might still be able to show it. Here is Ronaldo into Sanchez. Ronaldo making his way into the box, anticipating the cross to coming from the left hand side. Indeed, the cross comes in, finds João Felix, who was in between Vertonghen and Torgan Hazard. Got his head on the ball, but didn't have enough power to trouble Thibaut Courtois much.
Thibaut Courtois will be the man to keep off all the attacks coming from the Portuguese team, like we just saw a few minutes ago, and he saved a really good header from João Felix, and he did quite well to stop the ball from going to the back of the net. Good one from Thibaut Courtois. He will be the man to keep the scoreline the way it is and send Belgium all the way to the quarterfinals if they get to win this one.
And we've hit the hour mark of 60 minutes. 53% of the ball belongs to Portugal. 47% being enjoyed by Belgium, and in possession for Portugal is Cristiano Ronaldo into Diogo Jota. Now Rafael Guerreiro has it. His captain is calling for it. Ronaldo gets it up against Eden Hazard. Once again, Guerreiro with the ball finds Diogo Jota. All of this happening on the left hand side of the attack for Portugal. And now Fernandes will take it on the half volley. Wouldn't dip to trouble Courtois, but announcing his presence, Bruno Fernandes, since coming on.
Not the best of ways to announce yourself. That's for Bruno Fernandes. He did well, but it was just too the ball went just too wide for him, as also for Portugal. They need a goal, and they need to do better when they are in front of goal to get the chance to equalize against the Belgians.
Thomas Meunier for Belgium. So didn't particularly look to be in a hurry, as what was an attack, the half of the Portuguese for Belgium has turned into them just having the ball in their own half of the pitch now. Vertonghen, Hazard, brilliant into his brother Torgan Hazard, into Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku with a dip in efforts at yet again. It's high and over, as the Belgian number 9 wouldn't add to the 3 goals that he's scored so far in the tournament.
It is quite difficult to get to do that. We're looking at that play again. Thorgan once again is in the mix. He got a goal for himself, and he was trying to create one for Lukaku, who just shot the ball way over the bar. That would have been the second for Belgium, but it didn't work out just for that man to give him his fourth goal in the tournament.
No, Thorgan. Remarkable goal. Forgive me, I have to say again. A second of the tournament. Haven't gotten the equaliser against Denmark, assisted by the now substituted Kevin De Bruyne. You'd have to imagine, if you were the parents of this pair of players, the pride you would feel watching your two sons representing a country, Belgium, not just representing. Hazard, of course, is the captain, and Thorgan has really grown into his game. Now, a fabulous goal he scored. Just trying to picture a smile on the faces of both parents, dad and mom.
Imagine you as a parent, you just have a child who plays football. Imagine the pride you already have. And now we're talking of two who are playing for their national team and are playing at their best, at the top level. One for Borussia Dortmund and one for Real Madrid. Though one isn't really an integral part of the Real Madrid squad just yet due to injuries. But imagine the pride that they would feel at this point in time with two of their boys that are playing for the national team. Is enough pride for even just for one day.
Well, time is ebbing away for Portugal to get the equaliser, and they are on the cusp of crashing out and being unable to defend the crown. But they are asking questions as they retain the ball through Paulinho. Sanchez cross into the box, searching for Ronaldo. Couldn't get it. Ronaldo gives him the thumbs up for the intended ball to him. And now Belgium can have an attack of their own, as Yuri Tillemans was set Torgan Hazard on his way. His brother is in support. Eden gets it. Belgium on the left hand side is Eden. Up against Dalot, and Bruno Fernandes wins the throw-in, which he himself would surrender to his brother, presumably. Yes, indeed, it is Torgan Hazard to take. Ball in hand down the far left-hand side. Torgan finds Eden. Both not combining well for them. It's just Renato Sanchez in midfield finds Rafael Guerreiro. It is Sanchez, the most advanced player forward for Portugal, looking to trick his way past Vermaelen. And Vermaelen will come off with it. And the ball would go into space to no one in particular. As we approach 65 minutes. Pepe. Fernandes casually rolls it into Diogo Dalot. Fernandes receives it as he has gone back to midfield to try to dictate things for Portugal. Still Fernandes. Side-footed to the on-rushing Rafael Guerreiro. Portugal in space, cross into the box, searching for Ronaldo. Headed away to the throw-in by Thomas Vermaelen.
Portugal are playing a 4-3-3 formation, but it doesn't look that way. It looks like Cristiano Ronaldo is the only man up front, and he hasn't been helped a whole lot by the flank players, and they haven't brought much more. But I've been particularly impressed with that man in Sanchez. He's been a spectacular player for Portugal against Belgium.
Certainly, of course, such was the brilliance that earned him a move to Bayern Munich, where the cookie crumbled really, and was so bad he was sent on loan to Swansea City, where he also didn't have the best of performances, but in comes the resurrection of Renato Sanchez over in France with Lille. And he is the key cog in this Portuguese side, arguably the best player that they have had in the tournament. Even with Cristiano scoring 5 goals, he's been the engine room, as it were. Torgan searching for Thomas Meunier with the long ball, wouldn't find him. Now Paulinho nearly losing the ball to Eden Hazard. It went to ground to ensure it got into his teammate Dalot. Here's the man we just spoke about, Sanchez, sending it quickly to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes will find Diogo Jota. Jota will find Renato Sanchez with the tame efforts. It trickles away harmlessly, and he is frustrated by that. But as they always say, you have to buy the ticket to win the lottery. If you don't try, you never know what the outcome would be.
That's what they need to do. They need to try more often to get a shot. We got to see that yesterday for Austria. They needed to do that, and eventually they did, but it wasn't good enough for them on the night against Italy, and today they would have to be better. Sanchez had a good try, but it wasn't good enough. It was just inches away from the goalpost.
Getting quite heated between the players in blue and the players in red. What's the fuss all about? Fuss is about Bruno Fernandes bringing down Eden Hazard. That ankle yet again, and the Portuguese players are into the thinking that Eden Hazard was a nil kid, as it were, but Hazard's teammates will have none of it. Romelu Lukaku coming into the mix, and you see some pushing and shoving between himself and Pepe.
It was nothing serious. I was wondering where Lukaku got that from, coming to instigate things and trying to push away Pepe. It was too aggressive for me. There was nothing serious about that particular foul committed on Eden Hazard.
Hazard is thankfully back on his feet. Looks to be able to continue as we see a change for Portugal. Yes, all that we will confirm in just a moment for you. It's Andre Silva coming on for Diogo Jota. So Andre Silva for his 50th cap for his country. 15 goals he scored in the time. Plays for Eintracht Frankfurt in Germany. 25 years of age. There's the number 9 jersey. Now comes in alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. And what would now look to be like a front two for Portugal, with Ronaldo and Silva with it. The other player who made it a front three for Portugal, Bernardo Silva, has of course been substituted, and might still be a front three with João Felix in the mix.
Of course, yeah, that could still play out. They still have a creator in Fernandes who can, do his fakes here and there like he does to Manchester United from the midfield to try to create for Silva, and as well for Cristiano Ronaldo to try to get an equalizer in this game. They'll be more clinical up front. They need the goal if they want to advance to the quarters.
"20 minutes to go, 17 minutes. Belgium in possession. And they are taking the time on the ball as the scoreline suits their cause. It is Portugal who have the onus to make a difference. Axel Witsel. Back into Thomas Vermaelen. Just sends it casually into Thibaut Courtois. And Courtois would find Thomas Meunier Only is free on the right hand side. Doesn't move it in. Long ball searching for Romelu Lukaku. It's headed away by the attentive Ruben Diaz. Paulinho would find Renato Sanchez. Twisting and turning. Found Guerrero. Put it into the path of Paulinho, who find Bruno Fernandes. Had the best of impacts, but quite visible. Bruno Fernandes since his introduction. And it's a free kick for Portugal. And indeed, Felix Breich, a man we've noted for a bit of a remarkable amount of patience in the game in terms of the yellow cards, finally dishing one out. Well, after a while, now it goes to former Ghana, former Arsenal captain, no less, Thomas Vermaelen, who these days plays in Japan. He was up against João Felix and Ronaldo. He'll be looking at this opportunity and will be into the thinking that he can make the net ripple.
If he can score this, it will be huge for Portugal. They need this goal, and it is a sport. It is where he can get goals from. He is also standing alongside Bruno Fernandes, who we've seen a couple of times score from this range as well. So let's see who is eventually going to take this ball for Portugal.
Ronaldo, never the man to shy away from the big occasion, has the chance to level things off for Portugal from the free kick sport. Looks ever so determined. Just waiting for Felix Breich to give him the go-ahead. And Breich would indeed too. It's Ronaldo up against Thibaut Courtois, whacks it straight into the wall. Shades of it looking as if it was a Portuguese player who was hit by the ball. Not the best of efforts from the Portuguese captain.
Definitely not the best. I also thought that Bruno Fernandes could have also taken that one. I think it would have been a better option, but Cristiano Ronaldo is there, so he is the man to go for when it comes to free kicks.
Well, in the end, it was Bruno Fernandes standing over the ball just as a decoy for Ronaldo. Ball came in and it's off the backside of Renato Sanchez. Puts it straight, whacked it straight into his teammates. Ronaldo has done better. He himself will know that. As Pepe sends the ball forward in search of Andre Silva. It ends with Portugal losing the ball to Belgium. Now Andries Mertens, who has shifted to the left-hand side, gets the ball into Eden Hazard. And this time it's Hazard who would foul Bruno Fernandes. Hence protesting his innocence.
They always do.
Certainly.
Sanchez, who was trying to clear the path for Cristiano Ronaldo's ball to go through, but it was Romelu Vermaelen who didn't want to give way for that ball to get past him, and the ball went off him as well, which of course saved the day for Belgium.
Well, in trying to clear the path, he stood on the path and blocked the path of the ball. Renato Sanchez. Here is Pepe. Pepe into Renato Sanchez. Sanchez sideways to Paulinho, who shifts also to his left to pick out his teammates. Now Portugal on the prowl. Andre Silva, brilliant balling. Breich, would he point for a free kick? Plays the advantage. It's Ronaldo clipping it, looking to beat Thibaut Courtois in his far post, but he didn't quite have the power. Neither did he have the precision to trouble the goalkeeper for Belgium. In hindsight, he would have wished for the ball to have gone out and not advantage played. We've had another cracker goal via the free kick as Romelu Lukaku is staying strong, beating Paulinho. Still Lukaku looking to bulldoze his way forward, creates the space for Belgium, who can come forward. Eden Hazard is robbed off the ball by Bruno Fernandes. The two having a bit of a battle within the larger wall since Bruno Fernandes' introduction. Now Torgan would rob Dalot off the ball. Torgan skipping away. It's brought down by Pepe quite ferociously, and it's the sea of Belgian shirts racing forward to protest against the Portuguese number 3. he has it in him to be cynical, and I have to say it seems as though Pepe has been cynical in this instance and earns himself a yellow card as a result.
Of course he has. He needed to do something to stop that attack from coming for Portugal. This is a clear indication of taking one for the team, and he has just done exactly that. Of course, the Belgians, they need to be, they need to stay away from initiating any violence in the game. They've done that a couple of times, and getting to see that now, yeah, that was really, really, really bad from Pepe. He should have been more careful with that, but he's been yellow carded by the ref. He's been cautioned, and he's seen a yellow card.
Pepe still having a word with Felix Bright. The look on his face as the Belgian players surrounded him. In local parlance, would say, "Now one fight, Abby."
Yeah, I thought that was what we were going to do until the referee came in between them and Pepe, of course.
Certainly, play can resume. Bright, it's going to be a drop ball. And Pepe is protesting that the Belgians are taking minutes off the clock. So, Romelu Lukaku has been asked to walk off the pitch and make a return later, which is of course what should be done. He had been on the turf with injury. Took a lot of time off the clock, and Felix Bright is only doing what the referee is asked to do by the law, as we see yet another substitution for Portugal. It is Sergio Oliveira who's coming on. Sergio Oliveira plays for FC Porto. Remember him from the Champions League, up against his club national team captain Ronaldo. Here's Fernandez, barged into by the returning Romelu Lukaku, and it's getting quite heated. And Felix Bright has to step in quite quickly. And as we are 12 minutes from the expiration of the 90, you can sense the frustration, especially from the Portuguese players, and also the tactics by the Belgians, looking to provoke them a little bit more and get things into the place where they will be able to take minutes off the clock. Oliveira. Finds Rafael Guerrero. Oliveira inside, ball into the box, searching for Diogo Dalot. It's attempted clearance, swipe towards his own goal, but he would count himself lucky, I think. Thomas Vermaelen. And what is so lyrical about Renato Sanchez?
He was going to play the entirety of the 90 minutes, but Santos felt something else, and he had to take out Sanchez to bring out Oliveira. You talked about him earlier for FC Porto. He was one of the go-to man for FC Porto against Chelsea spell, and he did quite well. I was impressed whenever he was on the field of play for Porto.
Well, hasn't scored his international career. We'll be hoping to get the first. It is Andre Silva who gets his head on the ball after a cross came in from deep by Bruno Fernandes. Much better from the number 11. And it was the number 9 who was there to receive, but was a looping header and was never in any way, shape or form going to ripple the net of the Belgians.
Cristiano Ronaldo once again asking for a penalty. He felt that he was fouled. No mind to that claim coming from Cristiano Ronaldo.
Can't finish up against Toby Alderweireld. Shoots the ball away and would get a yellow card for his troubles. You know the rules. You flout it, you get punished. And Yao finish. Except for these 10 pieces of brilliance with the flicks and all, he hasn't quite had the impact he would be hoping to have. Cost Atletico Madrid over 120 million to sign over from the Portuguese league. Hasn't quite lit up La Liga as you would expect, but young player, has a lot of time on his hands and has an opportunity for the corner kick to perhaps get Portugal level. Ball given away by Torgan Hazard. Bruno Fernandes with corner kick responsibilities. Step into the box! What a header that was. Suspect from Ruben Diaz, I suppose, was straight into Thibaut Courtois. And the closest they've come in the second half, Portugal. That close is not good enough. Ball into the box again. Mounier will head away straight into João Felix. Strike of his own, looking to emulate Torgan Hazard, but he is his way off the mark. And indeed, it was Ruben Diaz with a chance with that fabulous header.
It was a fabulous header. It was a fabulous header, but a quality save from a quality goalkeeper in Thibaut Courtois. Just there, stood there, and as the ball came, he punched it away. For him here in Sevilla.
Now the Belgians in the all-important statistic, which is the score line. But it is Portugal with a better of the ball possession, 55%, to Belgium's 45%. And they need to make their advantage count in the last 8 minutes. Ball into the box by João Felix. Headed away. Oh, off the bar, and what an effort. And coming really close to Portugal. As Eden Hazard is speeding away, he would find Dries Mertens. Hazard in support, so is Lukaku. Picks Lukaku down on the left.
Again, and it was a sublime shot from Guerrero. Keep the work. That would have been an equalizer for Portugal against Belgium.
Oh, it was Rafael Guerrero on his weak foot, bending it past Thibaut Courtois, but couldn't quite bend it. That says Rumps up with a free kick. Not his best efforts. Wow, what a game we have in our hands. Portugal asking questions, creating chances, which they have not managed to make maximum use of, as Andre Silva is with the ball. Ronaldo is in support, and it's Oliveira who gets the ball cannoning off the feet of Hazard for a throw for Portugal, quickly taken. Fernandes crossing to the box, finding lots of room now, the Manchester United midfielder. Here is Sergio Oliveira into Bruno Fernandes. A sweet move by Fernandes, robbed off the ball. Now Torgan Hazard can break away, and he picks out Romelu Lukaku, who is in space in a very dangerous position, running against Ruben Diaz. It's Romelu Lukaku who's not being able to beat his marker. Mounier will recover for Belgium. Down the right hand side, Mounier comes in field. Witsel is in support. Here's Axel Witsel into Romelu Lukaku, up against Pepe. Fine defending by Pepe to rid the big Belgian. Now speeding forward. Here they come. Cristiano Ronaldo in space. Final to space by Torgan Hazard. Goes to ground, Diogo Dalot to win the ball. Sends it now into Bruno Fernandes. It's crossed into the box. Met by Yuri Tillemans. Axel Witsel. Oh, Axel Witsel is playing with fire. And Witsel would concede the throw-in under pressure from Bruno Fernandes as the Portuguese up the pressure. And Aiden Ilding as Yannick Carrasco is possibly going to come on. Quite possibly too for the Belgian captain, who is indeed off. And Hazard would have no further contribution. And oh, that's a hamstring is pulled, and hamstrings take usually 2 to 3 weeks to heal, and we might not see the Belgian captain against Italy if they are to progress, but Yannick Carrasco can come in instead.
Once again, to be a disappointing outing for this man, Eden Hazard. He was looking forward to playing every part in this tournament for Belgium, and once again he's been out. He is now out with an hamstring injury, but we have to wait for more reports to come from that quarters.
Diogo Dalot, deep throw into the box, headed away by now captain Jan Vertonghen, given the substitution of Eden Hazard. Carrasco given the chase, as Portugal have also made a change of their own. Looks like Danilo has joined the foray. Confirm for you in just a moment, but Andre Silva, ball into the box, searching for the head of his captain Ronaldo. It's headed away by Portugal. It's De Bruyne on the bench, is cheering his team on. It's been all Portugal in the closing minutes. And yes, indeed, it's Danilo Pereira coming in. So
out for Danilo.
So as we see yet another chance for Portugal. Looping header for Ronaldo, nearly finding Andre Silva. Just nipped the ball off Thibaut Courtois. Fine margins, and Belgium will survive yet again.
Yet again, another save from that man, Thibaut Courtois, to help Belgium qualify for the quarterfinals. 89 minutes here, and Belgium still leading. Portugal are asking the last couple of minutes.
Lukaku will try to hold on to the ball for as long as possible for Belgium. Turns into a defensive position into attack. Here is Yannick Carrasco. Can Belgium make it to Yannick Carrasco in the box? Still Yannick Carrasco. And he's dragged the ball on for too long and wouldn't have a chance to unleash a shot towards Rui Patricio. In the end, he's muscled off the ball. Fernandez speeding away. Fernandez Mourier would stop his progression towards the Belgian half of the pitch. But Romelu Lukaku, powerful big centre forward. And that power and his brilliance was there for all to see in that instance.
Looks like today is not going to be the day we are going to see either Cristiano Ronaldo or even Lukaku get goals for themselves here in this huge encounter in the round of 16. No goals here from those two men, but Belgium still lead with that goal coming from Torgan Hazard earlier on in the game.
Well, a goal worth its weight in gold, and which as of yet looks to be the goal to send his country to the quarter-finals. A berth with Italy awaiting 89 minutes 50 seconds, 9 away from the 90, and then the Belgians will be looking to G. Kabakov, who will be in conversation with Felix Breich on what they deem fit to be the number of minutes, minimum of which is to be added. And we have it already. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes for Belgium to keep the scoreline this way and head to the quarterfinals. 5 more minutes for Portugal to get a goal and to take this game into extra time, as we saw yesterday between Italy and Austria. Speaking of Portugal, they have the ball now. Bruno Fernandes, ball into Andre Silva. So looking to chests when perhaps he could have let the ball run across his body and maybe have a strike at Thibaut Courtois. Oliveira. Now João Felix. Ball into Rafael Guerreiro on his left foot. Sends it into Oliveira's path. Oliveira with what he thought was crossed into the box, defended yet again by Toby Alderweireld. João Felix will collect. Bruno Fernandes is calling for it. Selects Danilo instead. Here's Danilo. It's a beautiful flick by number 7 Ronaldo. Danilo. Hey, it's going to be a strike by Bruno Fernandes, and it's high and over. And Ronaldo isn't quite happy with that. But you have to try. You have to try to shoot. Bruno Fernandes has it in him to score from that.
Having carried a Portuguese team, but no one has gone into the back of the net to keep them alive in this game. Looking forward, it's for the Portuguese national team to try to get goals and also equalize against.
Well, cue the celebrations for the Belgian fans. They can smell the quarterfinals from here, as Leander Dendoncker would also join the foray, and perhaps a tactic from Martinez to kill the time, whatever of it that is left. It is Belgium with Tro. Alderweireld taking all the time in the world, make that Thomas Mounier. And ball was sent into Yannick Carrasco. He would lose it. Fernandez was sent, looked to send Portugal on their way. Long ball wouldn't. Oh, it's Pepe coming all the way forward. The Tongan would stay strong to repel. Danger still not averted. Bruno Fernandes coming forward. Fernandes in space. Selects João Felix. He was looking for a cross into Andre Silva. Belgium will defend. Portugal still have the ball. Fernandez. Pepe has stayed up front. Now he's up against Mounier. Mounier bundles him off the ball. Mounier looks to find Romelu Lukaku up against Diaz. Lukaku wins quite brilliantly. Yet again, the option he chose, in my opinion, the wrong one. Could have looked to his left. See, supporting Belgian players, he could have teed up to have a cracker goal. Now, across into the box, Fernandez. Flying, diving header sets Yannick Carrasco on his way. It's 2 against 2. Carrasco and Lukaku up against Danilo and Diaz. Oh, Yuli Tillemans was racing forward, anticipating the ball from Yannick Carrasco, but so was Danilo. Great anticipation and snuffs out the danger for Portugal, who quickly switch play. Ball now on the left-hand side. Portugal on the attack. It's a fine strike. Oh, Yao finish down on the turf, head in hands. 4 minutes. And, well, it is goal in the first half. Is making his way off the pitch. And to be introduced is Leander Dendonka, the Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder.
It was a right call from Roberto Martinez. It's almost over for Portugal. They can't seem to get an equalizer against the Belgians, and it's looking like the Belgians are going to be cruising into the quarterfinals to get to take on Italy.
Well, 5 minutes is up. Portugal are living on the benevolence of Felix Bright, who has had a glance at his watch. Ball sent forward by Danilo. Pepe is up front. Felix Bright paying attention. Mounier will send the ball away. Danilo would recover. Dying embers, and it's full time. And it is Belgium who go on matching to the quarterfinal to take on Italy. And Cristiano Ronaldo with his armband off, slamming it on the turf, knowing that this is the end of the journey for Portugal. A title he won 5 years ago, he will be unable to defend. And it's celebration for the men in red and sadness and despair for the men in blue. As the long goal from Torgan Hazard is enough to send Belgium on matching to the next stage. And for Portugal is on to Qatar 2022.
A much needed win for Belgium. They deserved it, they got it. Torgan Hazard put them through with that goal, and they are through to take on Italy in the next round of the Euro 2020. Cristiano Ronaldo looks frustrated, he looks disappointed, but the Belgians, they're cruising, they're happy. They're on to the next round of the Euros.
Cruising and happy, and on to the next round. Cristiano Ronaldo, a man who hates to lose, but he has lost. This is where his journey comes to an end, unable to add to the 5 goals that he had. And Torgan Hazard will be the man to grab all the headlines for the Red Devils of Belgium. Full-time Belgium 1, indeed, defending champions Portugal.
The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow.